Hello and welcome to my video review of the Transformers Studio Series 04 Ratchet from the 2007 Transformers movie. And before we go ahead and get started on this figure, if you're liking these videos, consider subscribing or leaving a thumbs up. And you can go down in the comments and you can tell me what figures you want to see next in my videos. But with that being said, let's get him out of the way. Let's take a look at the box. So as with all these Studio Series boxes, we got a picture of the Ratchet here. Got 04, Ratchet, with the 07 logo here. That nice backdrop. Inside here, got another picture of Ratchet. Really nice 3D render there. Got the Autobot logo up here, which I wish they would. On the Decepticons, they should have put Decepticons. And if you watch my 02 Stinger or 03 Crowbar videos, you'll see that no, they're all Autobot logos for some reason. But back here we got a picture of Ratchet in his robot mode, his vehicle mode. It says Autobot Ratchet clears the path with steadfast speed. Oh yeah. Down here transforms in 18 steps. Here we got pictures of the other 3 deluxes from the first wave. Got a picture of his backdrop there. Inside here, deluxe class. The close-up picture of Ratchet there. Got 04 at the top here. Take a look at his backdrop. It appears to be just a scene from that Mission City battle at the end of the first movie. This up here. Got Studio Series 04 on that side. Transformers, the Autobot logo up the top. Got the 07 movie logo down there. Go ahead and put Ratchet in his backdrop here. Now, like I said in my Crowbar review, I don't personally display my figures in the backdrops, but I do really like the idea of them including their own display pieces. I really like that. It's really cool. Get that out of here. Bringing him in here. Angle this down. So looking at his robot mode here, he is this strikingly green color, and I think it looks really nice. I've heard some people don't like this color. I think it's really cool. It's definitely a unique color. It's almost like a chartreuse kind of green. It's very, very bright. I wouldn't call it lime green. It's not green enough for that. It's got a lot of yellow in it. But overall, I think that he's really detailed in robot mode too. You see a lot of these. Like this is the actual grill from the vehicle mode here. These are faux pieces, but they fit in very well. You got the little grill right there, the bumper. Got his wheels up here. You got parts on the inside here. This here is actually the leg hinge. So when you spin the leg around here, it actually spins on this inside piece here. It actually gives it a really unique look. Most of these figures, the part that holds still is kind of covered. If that makes any sense. Like here, let me grab an example here. Like this on this Bumblebee here. This part that actually rotates at the leg here is covered by this top piece. You don't really see the actual rotation joint. Whereas on Ratchet here, the rotation joint itself is part of the robot mode look, and I think that's really cool. Like it's such a small detail, but it is an attention to detail, and I really like that. Got some silver down here. The feet. Wish there was some silver details in his hands, like up here in the forearms, but other than that, it's great looking robot mode. I really like the robot mode on this figure. Looking at his articulation here. His head is not on a ball joint, it's just on a swivel joint, or on like a rotation joint, so he can't look up or down, but he can look side to side. His shoulders however, are on a ball joint, but the ball joint is actually right here, not up here, if that makes any sense. So his rotation is a lot closer to his body than would be normal with the arms, because most of them, the rotation point is here. You know what I'm saying? This one, the rotation point is all the way up here. But so you can kind of get him into some interesting poses there. He does have a like a swivel joint up here that can also spin. He has a rotation at the elbow. And he has no wrist articulation at all. This is just a solid piece here. Now I'm curious here, so I'm actually going to test this. Can he do 360 with that weird ball joint? Yes, he can. Okay, cool. So that, yeah, with that ball joint being back here, really doesn't hinder his rotation at all, actually, which is nice. But, so that's his arms. Does he have waist articulation? No, he does not. He does have that really cool rotation here in the legs with that big gray piece down there. His legs can go forward, kick up really high. Holy. They can kick back. They're kind of blocked by this whole piece here, but if you move that out of the way, they can go back more. He has a knee joint right there, which is part of transformation, so it all fits in nicely there. His legs, his feet are on a ball joint, which I don't want to call that ankle rocker joints quite like how the 86 ones have, but you can kind of. I mean, it's something you can do. It's just not designed quite the same way as the 86 ones with how the feet actually like rotate like this, if that makes sense. These are just on a ball joint, so that's kind of an unintended feature, I guess, if that makes sense. But, so for some comparisons here we have the SS-04 Ratchet and the SS-01 Bumblebee. Now these guys came out in the same wave of releases, but these guys, I'm trying to get his legs right there. But these guys are also from the same movie. And they look really good together. That scale is great, in my opinion. Then, I reach over and grab this one. Next, we can bring in the SS-14 Ironhide, who is also from that 2007 movie. Bring in Ironhide. Ironhide is a Voyager, so naturally he's a bit larger than the deluxe class figures. So I'll take Bumblebee out of the way here, and I'll bring in the SS-10 Jazz, also from the same movie. He doesn't really want to stand. As you can see, Jazz is tiny compared to Ratchet, as it should be. That's movie accurate. But these figures, they look great next to each other. I really like this whole 07 lineup. I'm going to do a separate video comparing all of the 07 movie characters to each other, just because I think the Studio Series has really given us just an awesome representation of these figures, of these characters, and it's something I would like to show off. And in a video like this, I don't have too much time to like go into it, but I can show it. But I'll be making another video going really deep into the comparisons on these guys, just because I'm truly impressed with how these all turned out. He does come with one accessory. That is his little buzzsaw blade here. It's painted in a really nice silver plastic. And that just pegs either into his hand, like so, or you can kind of get the slightly more movie accurate look if you peg it onto his wrist there. But either way, Get that out of there. It's in there really tight now. Holy, I'll have to take that out off the screen. Okay, that was tight. Setting him back up there. So to transform this guy, what you want to do here, you can start back here. So you can open this all up, fold this back. There's some tabs in here, like this one here and that. They don't really like to hold super well, but you can. They're still there, but you can fold this down. Then let's see. You can come here. You can just push this up right there. You can then disconnect this whole upper body joint from the lower body here, like that. Oh, pop the camera there. So that'll disconnect right up here, and that'll pull up like this. And then what you can do is this whole middle section here will actually rotate around like so. That'll bring his head down. The instructions say to spin his head around. It really doesn't matter much. The only thing that kind of does help with is then you don't have his face sticking out the bottom of the vehicle mode. But then you can open this panel out, spin this tire around that way, come around to the side, fold his hand down on these couple joints here, so it'll look like this, like that. Lines should line up for the most part. And then do the same on this side. Fold that out, fold that around. It'll fold the opposite direction as this panel. And fold his arm down. And we can come over here to his feet. Fold his feet up all the way like that. That'll line this whole section up. There's knee, my bad. You fold his foot down, and there's this little peg here, right there, that you want to be pointing out that way. That way this slot here can go in like that. I really hope that made sense. I'll show you again on this side. So you fold his knee, that'll bring those together. Then you rotate the foot so that this peg is sticking out towards you. Bring it down, and then you put this peg in the slot here, like so. And then his feet will kind of just go together. They don't actually peg into anything. They kind of just grip around this here. But you can fold this down, and then this will come down and kind of grip everything in here. I think they're trying to see where the actual pegs are, because I do believe there is. I'm not seeing it. There is something that holds it together when it gets down here like that, because like you can hear a click, but I'm honestly not sure of what it is. I'm not sure what's really holding it in place there. Move that up. There we go. Kind of get both sides going at once there. There we go. It clicks into place, but I really can't tell you what it's actually holding on. But once you get the legs done, you can take his arms here, and they just slide back. Kind of fold this front piece in and under the plastic here on his grill. And there's a tab in the front right here. I'll show you on this side. There's a tab right here, and a slot right here that'll kind of fit together in the front there. You can kind of just align everything. There's a tab and a slot up here, and you do that on both sides. Fold this into there, like so. Tab that all in, tab that all in. And now this is the part I was talking about. It doesn't really like to hold. There's a little tab right there and a slot down there. I just push that in there. And it's kind of hard to get it to really hold there. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. Mine doesn't, at least. Once you get it all done though, There we have Ratchet in his vehicle mode. Alright, so to look at his Hummer vehicle mode here, he is a Hummer fire ambulance, and I think it looks really nice. One thing of note, this door here appears to be painted plastic, whereas the rest of this all seems to be molded plastic. You kind of just see slight difference in the color there. But looking at the front, I think this grill looks really nice. It's mostly just rubber, but it gives a good look. Get this side, you got that Autobot symbol up here in the Search and Rescue Fire Department. Department Fire, it says on this side, but this side says Fire Department. I just noticed that. Funny. I wonder if it's a... I don't think it's supposed to say Department Fire. Fire Department. Huh. Interesting. His rims are not painted. They're just black. Got this translucent blue plastic up here. Overall, vehicle mode looks really nice. I like it. Definitely is a Hummer. So, for some size comparisons here, we can bring out the SS-29. This is a Dark of the Moon sideswipe, who was a Corvette Stingray, and I don't think the size here is real accurate. I showed this guy off, I think it was with my crowbar figure. The size, I feel like this Corvette is too big. But in vehicle, or in robot mode, they scale really nicely. But just giving some sizes here. Stack them like that. Sideswipe. So Sideswipe just seems a bit bigger than he should be compared to Ratchet. But bringing him out, we can bring in the SS-11 lockdown here. And again, I don't know if it's Sideswipe being bigger than he should be, or if it's Ratchet being smaller than he should be, because a Lamborghini is not that big compared to a Hummer. A Hummer is a very big vehicle. But this lockdown is just kind of dwarfing Ratchet here. But they still look good next to each other. You can really see that color difference on that door at that angle. Wow. Getting him back out of there. So for weapon storage and vehicle mode here, you can kind of just peg his little buzzsaw into this tire up here. And it just holds it there, hangs out. Obviously, it's not really the best looking way to do it, but that's kind of what the instructions say to do, so whatever. To transform him back into robot mode now, what we can do is we can start by kind of wiggling his arm out here on either side, and then get it out from under that rubber on the grill. That. You can bring these parts up and out, and then you kind of want to get his little shoulders to rotate too, that way you get this little tab facing forward. And then you can take this whole section and rotate it like so. You can spin his head around. And then you can take this and you can unattach that there, just to kind of get that little bumper loose there. And then you swing this part here, there's some little tabs here. It'll kind of just clip in down here, like so. And bring his arms down, fold them around. Like this, like that. Make sure that's in frame here. You can rotate this tire around and then rotate this whole section. There is this little tab here. Will fit into this slot right here on the tire. Like that. You do the same on the other side here. Just fit in there like that. Then you can come around to the back, kind of just pull this bottom out and pull it up and fold it up. You can go to the next step and just fold that up too. Now with his legs, you want to untab this and then just fold them down on both sides. Fold them down. And you can bring his feet out like that. And then kind of push this back. And we have Ratchet back in his robot mode. So to finish up this video, I really like this Ratchet. I really like the color. It is definitely an eye-catching color. It's very, very bright. Definitely stands out against something like Barricade here, where he's just all black and gray. This is like intensely bright green. But that being said, there is also a repaint of this figure that I do own, but I did not show off because I plan to show off in its video. That is I believe it's SS-04 Ratchet. It is from the Dark of the Moon movie. And I'll do some comparisons between those two when we get there. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hope you stick around for my next reviews. And hey, you can even leave in the comments what figures you want to see next. That'd be cool. But I hope you have a good day. And I hope you come back for the next review.